All right, gonna jump in here with a little bit of the Stanley Parable. Make sure that my main audio is going where it needs to go, real quick. It seems to be. So, all right, let's do this. I haven't played this in a hot minute. I watched my daughter play it mostly a while back. That was a really cool idea. Really cool how the story's changing. The end is never the end. Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. All right. Well, it's gonna take a minute to load. Apparently, that's all right. How's everybody doing today? It's kind of morning-ish for me because I'm tired. But yeah, I slept in too. Yeah, no, I want to try something different. Jump out there. Do it's a pretty weird, cool game, and it is taking forever to load. So that's weird. Why is it taking forever to load? I don't know. Hmm. Wonder if I need to restart the game real quick. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see if it locked up. Yet not responding in task. Thank you. I'll pull it up in just a second here. Let me relaunch it. All right. I might have to reset the settings on it. Galactic Cafe. Nope. Settings. Okay, I have to. There it goes. Popped in. Everything looks good. Let's begin the game. I did notice how my menu was on the main computer screen of the, in there with, is one of those Inception type things. That was kind of cool. I did indeed catch that. All right, that's a better loading screen so far. Sorry, going further. Yes, come on. Yes, let's do this. All right, here we go.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor at his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
All right.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his
Who
co-workers.
farted? I like it. Computer off. Can't grab any papers. Another computer on. That one. That says who farted too. The new something have fallen. Can't see that very well. All the doors seem to be locked. That doesn't say who farted. That says something else. Be my Valentine. All right.
When Stanley came
Oh,
to
hey.
a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Did I now?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Some computers are still on. 4B9. That's a weird background hallway there.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
All right, sure, why not?
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Where does this go? Ooh, I loaded a new room. Okay.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track.
I like how the
now in order
narrator
to get
changes.
back, he needed to go,
Where? Hey, don't lock me in.
Here it's, left.
Well, shoot.
Oh, no.
Hey!
No, it's to the right, my mistake.
Do that. There.
No.
Come on.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh, dear. Would you hold on for a minute, please?
Come on, narrator. Give me something to believe in.
See, we went down, right, left, down, left, right. Yep. Okay. Yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Okay. Blocked off by a van that's on. Ooh, we're going down. This is a weird... Okay, what are we looking at here?
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Fired?
Just get back to,
Boy 104 is fired.
I'm kidding. It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about,
427.
rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Oh, all right.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Sure.
When Stanley...
Wait, there's
Wait,
too many
what?
doors.
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story.
Exactly.
It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay,
Somewhere.
it's an adventure. Come, Stanley.
Oh, okay.
Let's find the story.
I can't jump, so I can't go through there. Go this way. Okay, those doors led to the same thing. A mountain picture. Another same mountain picture. Okay.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before.
Was there, though?
Do we need to restart the game again?
No, I'm good.
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this.
Does
okay,
it, though?
Let's give it a shot. Why not?
Ah, all right.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from.
Come on,
Why don't
AI.
we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything.
Get your shizzy together, computer. 4B3. I mean, I want to find some of these doors. I can't open anything without them. Wait, there's a ladder? Huh.
Aha! I knew we'd missed
Wait,
something.
that's not
The
supposed to be here.
story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
I did, and you changed it. Crazy. What the hell, dude? You've messed everything up.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember,
Whoa,
Stanley?
the door's gone.
Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay?
I don't think you can win
I'm
this
getting weighted out
game.
by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
All right. So we restarted 3 times now. Oh, look.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Okay, you're taking me into a back hallway. Oh, I messed that up. That's it. Hey, here's 4B4. That's not even a number. 4B5. But there's no windows. All this changed again.
You see? The line knows
Or
where
question
the story
8.
is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way,
Yeah.
is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this
Hey.
train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me.
That door was shut a minute
Now, we can
ago.
both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa,
Sure.
Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was
going
going
on
with
here?
all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
No, that's horrible. No. What the hell's going on with this line, computer? 0B10. Okay, I can't, man. Dude, what the fuck was up with that sound? Chill with the music. And this line is messed up. Monthly ledgers. Corporate imbalances. Consolidation reports. Department accounts. Personnel files. Budget analysis. God, this music's horrible. You need to stop.
Go back and look at that fern.
No. What is with you in the line?
No. Line. You do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
It's your line.
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Pirate. Employee pirate. I saw it up in the top corner.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever
Come on, man.
We're intelligent people, right?
No.
Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting.
Because you are a
daring,
controlling bastard.
mysterious. Oh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Are you sure? Because I feel like the second I try to do that, you're going to lock me out again.
Now,
we're a rat in a maze.
This is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything.
Dude, you've made a square circle.
Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
You made a square circle, you dumb dick. Wait. The hell? See, it's a square circle. What in the world?
Oh, no, not you
Here
again.
goes the line.
Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story.
You invented it.
Monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
The line is a bit drunk, and I can't follow it. Not bad. Okay, good. Oh, come on.
A choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk.
I know my daughter got to different spaces
each door has to
that I have yet to see. I haven't seen them anywhere.
Somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
I can't...
Oh, hold up, what's this?
Okay, I've got first restart, second restart.
Confusion ending. You're
fifth.
telling me
I haven't got to 8.
It's all
after a long time,
ending.
Stanley dies. I don't want to do
we're
that.
Supposed to restart the game eight times?
The confusion
That's
ending
really
for 16
how all
minutes.
This goes?
Find the confusion ending schedule.
Determined?
Fifth restart.
So
Never
now,
forgets
according
about
to
the
the
previous.
schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing.
Yeah, basically.
Wall. Well, who consulted me? Why
no
don't I
one.
get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on.
Stanley attempts to play the
I
story
don't want to be trapped
prevented.
like this.
And then we'll
I
go
won't
the game restarts on
restart
its
the game. I
own.
won't do it.
Find the
I
line
won't
again.
do it. I won't
Find a
do it.
identical replica of office as we go to
And the
tier 8.
time return stopped. Does that mean
There's no longer office.
did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
Come for us.
So,
You're you're in
okay.
charge.
I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm
No.
not quite sure if we're in the destination
Hit in for
or
no.
the journey. Though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination.
I heard that life's the highway.
That's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you do happen to have a...
What was that? Oh, it restarted on its own. Interesting.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to
He
the
forgot.
meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Maybe it's fully reset.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open
Nope.
doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
I haven't been to the
Perhaps
meeting
he wanted
room.
to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
No, I'm gonna
Wow.
fly through it.
Yes, this room. But eager to get back to
Nope,
business,
I'm gonna
Stanley
bypass
took the
you.
first open door on his left.
Ooh, what is this?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay, we have a catwalk. And we have
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten
space
off
over
on the
there.
wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Yeah, who's that?
Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Well,
You're weird,
I don't
computer.
know how to convince you of this, but I
gotta get
really
the hell outta
do
here.
want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now
crap.
listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Negatory, morning glory.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley
Oh,
walked
what?
through the red door.
Nope-a-dope-a-dope.
I still don't
Oh,
think you're
hey.
communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red. All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at
I
the end of this
do.
road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
I'm trying not to. Ooh, what is this?
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map.
What do you mean
because you were
building
never
this
supposed
section
to
of
be
the
here
map?
in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you?
You can't even get your own story right.
I put a lot of time into that.
You're
because I
Stanley.
did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
A non-psychotic
Let me take
computer
a stab in the dark
narrator?
at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels
What in
leaps
the
ahead
world?
of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it
Nope.
for a spin.
Come on, dude.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there.
Ah.
Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real
still gave me
critical
no
feedback
choice.
Here. A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge.
Yeah,
Based
here
on
you
the
are.
data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
World leaderboard. Good old Neil's off on skin. Nico, Nacho, Vola. Yeah, I don't think any of that's right. God, Come on.
Would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting.
I'm sure you don't.
You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
No. Ah!
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right.
The big picture of baby glued to wood.
You fail. It's a very meaningful game.
It's not even a real baby.
The desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really...
You fail to realize I don't care.
But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
This is a weird and cool game.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
You.
If it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done.
Just build the building. Let me walk through it.
Thank you for playing. Your
Look,
input was
asshat.
extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just
Okay.
ease the pain.
Let's do that.
Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Okay. Loading. Minecraft.
Well,
awesome.
Stanley, is this any better?
No.
At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley.
I'm stuck.
Will
I
it
can't
ever be
jump.
enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose.
Sure.
Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house.
Are you?
This will go here. No, here. And then...
That's a hole. That's not even a house, dude.
See, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off...
That's a tomb.
Yes.
That's a standing tomb.
Complete.
Yeah, but a section
I
with
made
doors.
this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy.
I wish you would pick up a microphone.
But you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable.
I'd rather not. Let's see if I can wait it out. He's not talking. He's not trying to encourage me. Maybe there's no waiting it out. This is a tomb. I can't even get in.
Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect?
No.
It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
Let me answer this text.
Oh, my. It looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
Nope.
Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for
Kill
something more
myself.
narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
Okay. You put me in a
Yes,
portal
I don't
clone?
even know what this game is, but I love
You put
it.
me in a portal clone.
You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
Well, I can't if you don't give me the portal gun. And that's not how Aperture works.
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte.
This is interesting how they've really got
Genius.
pieces of portal up in here.
No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty.
You're
I
a
really
dick.
don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games, and I highly doubt you're any wiser for the experience. Which is why, rather than continue to waste my time, I'm just going to leave you here. You can pretend you've beaten the game if it makes it any richer for you.
Well, that worked surprisingly well. Filing cabinets. These are all work in progress stuff. Okay. Oh, shit. Okay, now I'm in hallways. All right. This is creepy as hell. I don't like this. This feels weird. God, this is a nightmare. Every time I click or hit E, it makes like key mouse noises. $24. They led me back to my office. Right back to my... This is not my office. What is that? None of the computers interact. Hey, Stealth King. Whoa. This
I wonder
game.
what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it.
Game is
Down
crazy.
in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am.
Is the parable that
That is what
no
I
matter what
mean
we're
to this
told, we
world.
shouldn't believe it? Because I'm already there, man.
Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way.
I don't
Once
trust
this ends, after it all
the news
comes
or
to
the
a
government.
close,
So
then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon.
oh, is this the ending where
I can
I just
wait.
wait forever and die? That's on the board. The end is never the end. Oh, I don't know, man.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
Yeah.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room,
I know.
and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
God, there was
The lounge was sublime.
I know my daughter
a
found
work
a
of
thing that
art.
got us.
What but eager to
almost
get back to
death.
business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Is that a way out?
I'm not sure, but in his eagerness to prove
crap,
that he
no.
is in control of the story
It's
and
not.
no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job,
All those
Stanley.
other drops
Everyone
didn't do
thinks you
anything.
are very
Why would that
powerful.
one? Crazy.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the
I'll
employee
eventually go
lounge
to the meeting
first,
room.
just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nah, not yet.
Stanley was so bad at following directions
Directions, he
that
should have been
incredibly he
fired
wasn't 5
years
years
ago.
ago.
Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong
I went
foot
down
here.
that hallway,
I'm not
but I
sure
got
Henry, really,
trapped.
I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but
across.
you all this time.
See what happens.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
Your
Someone
mom.
you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
Hey.
She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley.
This is
You
very
need to be the
Matrix.
one to do this.
Did I just get out of the Matrix? No?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha.
Stuck. Can't move.
Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a
Wow.
point here, Stanley.
That's
I'm trying to
harsh.
get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. Sorry, but you're in my story
Dude.
now.
Now? Now. Yeah, now.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
No.
Stanley
it.
is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what
changed.
he's told to do. Now he's pushing
To
a
a
button.
cubicle.
Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to
Oh,
fantasize about his
you
own
bastard.
job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him
King.
terribly.
Absolutely. There's nothing else
So
I can do.
he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each
Well,
door.
this was a
The
bad
mere
choice.
thought That
This
his
is a
decisions
crappy
would
ending.
mean something was almost too wonderful
Oh,
to
I hate it.
behold. As he wandered through this
Every time I hit it,
world,
well, not every time,
he
but a lot of
began to
times
fill
when I
it
hit
with
the
many
key, it's
possible
changing to an
paths and
office.
destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Press C to tell my kids a
It
story.
was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Press T to tell your wife you love her.
But there is no answer.
Oh,
How could
Lord.
there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
I don't forget. I'm just stuck.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen
In the
to
office
me.
forever.
He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
I have to, though. It's not going to let me get past it. There's nothing I can do. This is hopeless. That is not my life. My life is not hopeless. I do what I want.
You
But
see?
not in this
Can
game.
he just
Damn
not
it.
hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see?
Terms of service,
How can I make him
narrator.
look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see.
Man.
Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Please die.
And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again.
Ah.
And Stanley pushed a button. And
I didn't hit a button. It killed me. It's not even loading. Oh, there it goes. I guess
Stanley
we're going
had
to the
never
meeting
seen the
room.
office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped
Achievement
very
unlocked,
much that it
unachievable.
was. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Tomorrow, complete today's unfinished agenda items. Right next day's agenda. Reflect. The future was yesterday. Tomorrow is now. Not cost efficient. Standable graphs. I don't know, man. Everyone is unique. You most of all. Mike, James, you are fired. Happy feelings. We have our new product, graphs about things and money. Yeah, this is kind of how I view corporate America.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility
You haven't
of facing
broke
his
me yet,
boss,
narrator.
admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished.
Same things are
His boss would
happening.
think he
He's
was
looping me
crazy.
through.
And then something occurred to Stanley.
This
Maybe,
narrator.
he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
Because this is
And
hell.
for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself. This
But
is
the
all
narrator's
too
losing
strange.
it. He
This
can't
can't be
keep
real.
numbers straight.
And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. "I'm dreaming!" he yelled. "This is all a dream." Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone.
God,
He
this would
wasn't
be
going
such
to
a
lose his
nightmare if it
job.
was a dream.
He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons.
Somehow my
I may
daughter
as
got
well
to some
enjoy
museum at
this
some
while I'm
point.
still lucid.
When I watched it play, I
So,
can't figure out how to
he
get there.
imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
Okay.
Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream.
Not a
How could
dream.
it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's
No,
asleep, he doesn't
I'm
have
trapped
to take responsibility for
by a
himself?
malicious computer,
Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
like in the
Now,
Matrix.
hearing the voice speak these
But
words
worse,
was
it's
quite
like
a
the
shock
Cube.
to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control.
How?
That this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world.
Yeah,
outside
right,
this one.
Self?
Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please. It's all
See,
I
that
want.
wouldn't be me at all.
I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal.
But it's
I
not.
am normal. Everything will be fine.
No such thing,
I
computer.
am okay.
You can't understand what individuality is. Of course, right back in this nightmare.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh, this is such a creepy game.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Mariella.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man.
And
who
after
had
a long
stumbled
time,
through town
Stanley died.
talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am.
I'd rather be
in
dead than
control.
normal, asshat.
I know.
Hell
what
to the
is
no
real
on that.
And what isn't. It
To the
was
no,
comforting
no,
to
no.
focus, and in a
Hell
certain
to the
way,
no.
seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
I don't know why I'm yawning so much this afternoon. The end is never the end. What the hell? It's ringing, but I can't pick it up. I wonder if it's dangerous to play this game as long as I've played it right now.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never known before. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Yeah, we're going to jump on the platform again.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really.
B seems to be a recurring
I
letter.
realize that investing your trust
B is open
in someone
there. I've
else
seen
can be
B in the
difficult,
numbers.
But the fact is that the story has
Doesn't
been
help
about
me,
nothing
though.
but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
That I believe. How about a hard no?
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
I want something different. I feel like if I get through this blue door, it's gonna...
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the
Same
red
thing.
door. Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy?
No, you don't. This is like early
the problem
GLaDOS
is all these choices.
stuff.
The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here.
Oh, come on.
Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you
Dude.
see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Is it really a choice? Is it the same door?
What do we want? What are we looking for?
Freedom. Yeah, these lights don't let me do anything. Damn it.
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think No, wait. Where are you going? Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Well, I can't die.
Please, no, Stanley,
You can't
let me
jump.
stay here.
Yeah, I've hit the
Don't
space
take
bar
this
enough.
from me.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
You lived. No. No, no. What are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this? Stanley?
God damn
Let's
it.
go back to the other room. Yes. Perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about. My God. Is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
Dang it.
Maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. Do you actually want to stay alive? Or are
No.
you just teasing me? I wanted us to be happy here, Stanley.
I can't get off the
really
edge.
did. I wish I still thought that was possible.
It's so fuzzy. It makes my eyes hurt. God, computer, you suck. Oh, this is horrible. This is the worst. Thank you.
It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going
I hope
back.
not. Oh, guess you won. The end. This game is driving me crazy. God almighty. I'm getting hungry. I'm going to have to save it, get out of here in a
Stanley
minute.
had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Gotta be some other way.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further
No,
off
no,
track.
no.
So now, in order to get back, he needed to go,
Dang it.
from here, it's, left.
But it's not.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I
Same
thinking?
ending.
It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep,
Yep, got it. Okay,
yes.
okay. Mhm.
I've got it now.
Same
This
ending.
story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Ugh.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley.
How do I
close
get
your
down
eyes.
there?
Okay. We just have to get back to...
Fired.
Oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
Same
and this
ending.
time,
So I
suppose we
can't do
don't
the same
wander so
thing
far
over.
off
It just
track,
retracts.
Okay.
Doesn't change the
From
game. It
top.
just does the same thing again. Okay. So I cannot do the same path I did before because it
All of his
just
co-workers
triggers the
were
same
gone.
ending.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley...
Yep, it reset
Wait,
all the doors.
wait, what? No,
All right.
no, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, Did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've
You
ever
broke
been
it.
on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here
Same
before.
ending.
Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
All right, I'm about to end it here. I've got to get something to eat. I'm hungry. Oof. Gotta say, do I need to save it? I don't know. All right, everybody. Thanks, Stealth King, for coming and hanging out. I appreciate you. I don't know if I'll be on later on today, but it won't be with this game. It'll be with something else. So, yeah.